AskReddit by Gua Hostel has no name. What is no longer worth it because of how expensive it has become. All fast food. Used to be you could at least rationalize it as a cheap treat, but now it's just as expensive as higher end, fresh ingredient places, with the same garbage quality in smaller portions. OMG yes. Burger King and McDonald's have increased their prices by an insane amount. It cost like $30 now for only 2 people. Kind of feels like society has failed when the answers are all basic necessities. Food, clothes, a place to sleep. Thrifting has become crazy expensive. All of the thrift stores I used to go to have increased prices. On top of that, garage sales are crazy. My favorite is pulling up to garage sales and see the owners have just printed out random listing from eBay. No Bob, I am not gonna pay $100 for a microwave from 2010 because it sold for that on eBay 5 years ago. Edit. I think someone pointed out there is a Reddit for all of our unbridled rage, our thrift grift. Goodwill has lost their damn mind lately. They have forgotten that they are a dumpster that people pay them for the privilege to dive in, not a boutique store. Doritos. $6.99 WTF? That's what I'm saying. 3 years ago at my local gas station the really big bags were like $4.5, it's $7 now, and drinks used to be like $1.79 each with a deal for 2 for $2.50, now it's $2.59 each with a deal for 2 for $4 WTF. Edit. This has 2k upvotes because. Edit 2. 3k what the fuck? It's wild how many of these answers are food related. That's so scary to me. Past a certain point, what do people eat? Even instant noodles have gone way up. The sweet spot they are forcing us in is being too poor to live, but having too much to die. How everything is now a subscription. Okay, I guess I don't need it. I also hate how you need a login for everything now. I don't want an account. I just want to buy a shirt. Ordering delivery used to be same price as ordering in person with a small fee and tip per item. Now most places have signed with a service, so they no longer do it themselves, and now you have to go through DoorDash or Uber Eats, etc., which add on additional fees, increased prices from menu price, and larger tips expected for what in most cases amounts to worse service than back when restaurant or pizza joint did their own delivery. Also everywhere is asking for a tip option when checking out. Like I'm picking up my own pizza, I'm not tipping on top of the $20. Damn near everything and anything. Except televisions. Go figure. DVD players used to be $900. Concerts. By the time all the extras and fees are applied, they're out of reach. $1,000 to see Taylor Swift the size of an amoeba. No thank you. Cost of living housing. We may as well just all fuck off at this point. I'm an IT professional. I out-earn my parents by a large margin, yet I'm in my early 30s with no house or car. I'm gradually saving up for a deposit, but I can only do that because I live with parents and earn an above average salary. Even I get fed up. My dad bought our house on a single blue-collar salary. I honestly don't know how people on minimum to average wage or rent keep going. I honestly don't know how to survive anymore. Everything is getting more and more expensive, yet no one is getting a raise. Something has to give. I make more money than I ever have in my adult life. I'm also more broke and skimping more than I ever have in my adult life. I used to like dropping by Starbucks for a coffee, but fuck the $6 lattes or whatever it is now. I blacklisted Starbucks. I was apprehensive after the lawsuit, but I gave them a second chance. Charged me extra for light ice. They're dead in my eyes, and I was an employee for 3 years. Cable television. And now streaming services are just as bad. Edit. Okay everyone, I get it. It's still much better than cable, and you're right. but neither are anywhere near as good as my Plex server. Foot-long sweet onion teriyaki from Subway in normal drink was $14 at Subway yesterday in Miami. I'm done with them forever. Remember $5 foot-longs back in the day? RIP. Pizza $18.22 average for a large cheese is insanity. Pizza is incredibly cheap to make. And $2.03 per topping for a small sprinkling. Making pizza dough is the easiest thing at home. Tons of great recipes online for sauces, cheese, oven. Costco pizza is one of the best food deals, around $10 for a very large pepperoni pizza. And I'd say better than the fast pizza places, Domino's, Little Caesars, etc. Junk food $6 for a bag of Lay's? I'll eat some damn baby carrots and hummus for less. Can't remember the last time I had a Coke either. In 3 years it went from $2.99 a bag to $3.49 to $5.99. It's price gouging. Eating out. Fuck, eating in is way too expensive these days as well. Most fast food. I went to McDonald's the other day for the first time in years and was shocked at how expensive it is. Airbnb. All of the add-on fees usually drive the cost higher than an actual hotel stay in the same area. Yep, market saturation has hit. An actual hotel stay comes with clean sheets and towels, and no concerns about surprise cleaning fees when you didn't push the chairs in or something. Buying a new car. Even the crap entry-level models with no options will run you near $30K. Who the hell is buying a $70K for def 150? When we were looking, it was like $28K for a used Mazda and $34 for a new one. Like fuck it, I'll just get the new one. Buying groceries. Brisket used to be really cheap because it has lots of sinew and connective tissue. Takes a long time cooking to break down and make tender. Now BBQ has taken off, brisket has shot up in price. Oxtails. I used to snap those things in for a couple dollars a lb, braise them, and eat like a king. Now they're 9.99 lb. Getting regular haircuts. $40 really? That is too damn high. Gestures broadly add everything. Correct answer right here. Streaming services. We're back at cable-like again. Haven't worn a pirate's hat in many years, but I can smell the salty air. Same. CPT. Panda has been looking for his bamboo peg leg. Fixing things, which I used to love doing. It's often much cheaper to just buy another one. Especially when so much stuff these days is designed to fail and not be easy or possible to fix. Junk food $6 a bag for Oreos? Pass. $5 for 7 ounces of chips? That's not even a whole potato. It's time to break up the 10 megacorps that control 95% of what we eat, what lines our store shelves. Honestly, living in general. Health insurance. We pay about $12,000 a year in premiums, and also have an HSA that we contribute about $8,000 a year to. We have a deductible of like $10,000 that we have to hit for the insurance to pick up most of the costs. So in a bad year we are out at least $20,000 for medical insurance. We have 2 kids, and are pretty healthy, but seem to hit this every year now. Plans get worse every year. My wife was offered insurance through UWork, and to just have a spouse the premium plus deductible was higher than her annual income. It was a complete joke. It breaks my heart to say this as a Brit, but going out to bars and pubs. I'm 35 with kids, so don't go out as much these days, but I went out in Manchester last week and each beer was costing me £6 plus. It's no surprise pubs are closing and people are drinking more at home. At this rate we're going to end up like the Scandinavian countries who drink at home till midnight and then hit the clubs when they are already pissed and don't need to buy more than 1 or 2 drinks. £5 would get you a burger, fries and a pint when I was in university. Deleted. Near me, £1 chicken wings is about $10. Totally not worth it. Most all chain restaurants. Way better to go to locally owned places. I have loved Panera for almost 15 years, but it's been a while since I went there. Wanted to get lunch delivered yesterday, so thought it'd be nice to have Panera. Chose the you pick 2 option. Soup was $9 and a sandwich was $17. $26 plus tax for a freaking lunch at Panera? I could get a gourmet pizza for that price. Honestly, Panera can fuck right off. It's now just as expensive as a hotel with several more downsides. You usually have to complete a list of chores before you leave, and when you arrive someone walks through the property with you and goes through a list of rules so restrictive it shouldn't be on the platform in the first place. Staying in a hotel is so much more carefree and, depending on the type of trip, much more convenient. Amazon Prime. It used to be the go-to for everything. Free 2-day shipping and good quality products for cheap. Now it's just shitty Chinese products with Prime increasing their annual fees. Honestly, just not worth it anymore. I have noticed there is a lot more garbage on Amazon now. I've even received counterfeit car parts and stuff like that. It's becoming wish.com without the cheap prices. Very specific, but drumsticks. Early 2000s you could get a name brand pair for $7-ish, now many brands are $19. For a second I was like, damn, that's some expensive crappy ice cream. Bowling. I'm looking at you, Bolero. Who goes to Bolero? How do they stay in business? It is crazy expensive. 4 of us went, had a pizza and soft drinks, nothing excess, as well as 3 games of bowling, over $150. This is gonna sound weird, but store brand butter. Inflation hit and Kroger amped up the price for its generic brand, but by doing so made it cost $2 less than Land O'Lakes. Pre-inflation a $3 thing of Kroger Bud looked more reasonable than the $5.50 or WE for lol. Now it's like I use less, but anyway, might as well spend the extra couple bucks to directly support dairy farmers. No kidding, at that price we just buy the Kerrygold. Eating out. Super expensive and tip culture is out of control. DoorDash. Colossal king crab legs went from $29.99 a pound to $89.99 a pound in about 2 years. That's because there are like 50 left in the ocean. Rent is the big one. Renting should be a decent deal for people who don't need or want to own a home yet. It's a fine deal as long as it's reasonably priced. But if it's eating 50% of your income, then it's just a financial burden that prevents you from saving $ and takes away the hope of owning a home. I have no issue with renting housing conceptually, but the way it's ended up, it just sucks for the most part. It's gotten genuinely unethical. Soft drinks. It's carbonated sugar water that costs them approximately 7 cents. The cup costs about 10 cents. Let's charge them $3. Subscription fees on streaming services. Going out drinking. Yeah, after college it's become less fun to stand around a crowded place drinking a Corona I paid $9 for. Starbucks. Ridiculous nowadays, especially in Canada. I bought an espresso machine and learned how to make their drinks. I prefer my versions more too, and never looked back. Streaming services as a whole like Netflix, Disney, Hulu, even my Spotify went up in price, and it's frankly tiring with these services definitely dropping my Netflix and Hulu though for a VPN so I can finally sail the seas and use Plex for my media. Living. Seriously, the rent is just too damn high. Owning a home. Food delivery. Buddy of mine wanted to try teriyaki madness when it opened. A $15 bowl would have been close to $35 delivered less than a mile. Printer ink. Especially if you want to print photos. There's really no sense in DIY photo printing unless you're a professional. Not when you can go to places like Staples or Walmart and have them print it for a literal quarter. Buying photo printers is an absolute gimmick people fall for every day that they waste hundreds of dollars on when they could just have their stuff professionally printed for a tiny fraction of the cost.